why you should consider using prepaid credit cards to buy vape gear. When using your credit card online, there's always a risk of your card being compromised, and the more you use it, the more risk you take. There are just so many small vape shops online to buy from that those of us who buy often and look for deals often end up buying from many different shops every month. So there's been some recent news that customers of Wizard Labs have had their cards stolen, their credit cards, and some people are saying that they haven't used their cards at Wizard Labs in over a year. People have also reported that cards have been compromised at My Freedom Smokes a couple of weeks ago too. Most well-known sites in our industry have decent online security, but they aren't immune, just like huge companies like GameStop and Chipotle weren't immune earlier this year. But the vape industry seems to have become a big target for hackers, which is why I've started using PayPal for sites that accept it, or prepaid credit cards to buy vape products, or any products online for that matter. So you can get Visa gift cards in amounts of $50 or $100, for example, or you can buy reloadable MasterCard or Visa cards, and if these cards are ever compromised, they either no longer exist because you've used up all the money, or you'll only lose the remaining balance. And that's a hell of a lot better than losing hundreds of dollars on a personal card and having to go through the hassle of getting a new card and working with the fraud department at your bank. So in addition to getting those cards, you could also remove your credit card information from any sites that you have purchased from in the last couple of years. You might even want to reach out directly to the stores to request that they remove your information just to make sure that your financial information isn't still in some database somewhere. There are some drawbacks to using prepaid cards though. The first drawback is that they cost a little extra. For example, if you buy a prepaid gift card from the grocery store, you'll have to pay a fee to activate it, usually around $5 or $6 for a $50 or $100 card. Alternatively, you can get a reloadable card, which is less hassle and works much more like a regular credit or debit card, but it has a monthly fee, usually around $10, and also a fee of around $5 to add money to it. Some cards remove the monthly fee if you add $1,000 to the card every month, but who's going to do that? So either way, you'll have to pay a fee. If you buy a ton of vape gear every month, it might make more sense to buy a reloadable card. If you're like me and you don't spend a lot, a once per month $100 gift card is probably more reasonable. Another drawback is that prepaid cards can be a little difficult to use sometimes. Not all online stores recognize prepaid cards as a credit card, in which case the payments won't go through. For example, I tried to order from gearbest.com a couple of days ago with a prepaid card and it wouldn't go through, even though I registered the card with the company that I got it from, which makes it act as close as possible to a normal credit card. GearBest wouldn't accept it, so I canceled my order, but I used it the next day with 101vape.com, so that's an issue that you might have to deal with. And finally, another drawback is that it can be a hassle when it comes to returns. If you use a prepaid card to make an order, toss the card when it's empty, and then find out later you need to make a return, you no longer have the card number if the store requires it to verify the return. That could mean that you're out of luck, or the store might be able to give you a store credit. So there are pros and cons with using prepaid cards.